Yorkie the Barbarian here. Last of the Brigantes and Brigantes. Taking you back to Golarion for more Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. So we've teamed up with the last of the Sarkorians. Seems like a good guy. Now, let's see how good he is. We head to the market square. Actually, before we do that, let's get him healed a little. Quick trip to the market square. First little area's done. Time to move on. $5,400 and what was it, 21?
Move
Next
out.
level.
None shall escape.
Says, my beloved brother, says Ramian. I admire your zeal, of course, but would you not agree? It is hardly time to be standing guard over a hole that no one will ever emerge from. Or perhaps you're concerned that someone will decide to go for a nighttime stroll and will accidentally fall into it. Such foresight is laudable. But do you really need so many soldiers for such a task? Can't your warriors be put to better use, for instance, fighting demons or clearing rubble, while the people trapped beneath it might still be alive? He has a point. The pace of the golden-tailed Asamir is beautiful, even by the standards of their kind. In whose veins run the blood of angels? His melodious voice sounds cheerful, but his bitter reproach simmers in his gaze. Don't you dare call me brother, heretic, says Holrun. No, it's him. The signs of recent hard fighting are obvious in this stern old man. His armor is dented and covered in blood, and his natural pallor suggests something more dangerous than wounds inflicted by claws and fangs. Nevertheless, his gaze is stony and his voice, accustomed to barking orders, is harsh and clipped. How dare you accuse me of doing nothing to protect the city? Especially now when followers of your temple were caught committing treason. To my mind, you are no different than the demon worshippers, those miscreants, those beasts that are digging under the city walls. Everyone knows, my dearest prowler, says Ramian, that in your zealous pursuit of order in the city you have long since forgotten how to tell friend from foe, and good from evil. That's what happened with my adept, whose act of treason was a genuine attempt to save the city. And yet again I am forced to repeat myself. While we are wasting time on pointless quarrels, people are dying under the rubble of our city. People who could have been saved if you'd only set your soldiers to the task, and not kept them here, surrounding a useless and utterly harmless hole in the ground. Harmless? Well, if it's on your say-so, that must mean there's someone trapped down there. Your associates, no doubt, and they're just waiting for us to abandon our post before they slink out again and try to... The old man notices your approach. And you! I remember you. You appeared in my city. Who, me? The day the demons attacked and Terend lived. Oh, yeah. What are you doing here? Fighting demons. Answer once or I'll have you strung up by your ankles before you know it. You do what, mate? You can try. Don't think the demons have wounded me. I still have enough strength to take on 100 of your sort. And what is this hideous creature? Your Holrun. Oh, you mean Wendoak? The hunter shoots from an icy glare. We call ourselves the Neethers. Our forebears bore the brunt of the demon's first strike. In thanks for their sacrifice, you sent them into the catacombs. But now that the demons are mauling you in the streets, you need allies. Even hideous ones like us. You tell him, Wendy. And I pointedly spits on the floor. Mongrels? Descendants of the first Crusaders? A fine specimen, no doubt. You obviously know human speech. Surprisingly well, in fact. Patronising bugger. Alright, let's be off with you. The prelate looks at you. If she causes any trouble, she'll hold you responsible. Come to think of it, you still haven't told me who you are. I'm a crusader. You fool. I'm fighting to liberate Canabres from demons. I'm slaying a lot more than you are guarding this hole. Crusader, you say? I'll be looking into that. You obviously don't know to whom you're speaking. I'm the one who decides who's a crusader and who's a traitor in this city. Yeah, your decisions aren't very good from everything I've heard. Ulrun Shapop, prelate of Canabres by the grace of Her Majesty Queen Galfrey. She must be an idiot too, then. And city's defenders against threats from within and without. And as we can see, you've done a sterling job of protecting the city. Golden Curl adds me a flash of a flinty smile. I am Ramian of Edme, prior of the Temple of Desna, which alas currently lies in ruins. Wise Hullrun here believes it vital to guard this hole in the ground from which he is certain demons will emerge at any moment. I have been trying to convince him that the city has far more urgent matters to deal with. For instance, rescuing those currently dying under the rubble. You know what? There may be in fact one matter that is more important than guarding this hole. I put it off and look where it's led us. I should have had you hung from the gates back when you were dared to defend your gang of delinquent demon collaborators. If the Sarkorians had hanged Arilu Vorlish while they still had a chance, there never would have been a war. I won't repeat their mistakes. I won't hesitate any longer. Soldiers, see this scum. We got one of the Sarkorians here. Why don't you have a word with him? Well, let's see reason, says Sealer. These are frightening times. But threatening to hang someone without a trial, that's unworthy of a servant of Amadei. The old man fixes his eyes on Sealer. Lest you forget, girl, we may serve the same goddess. But you are not an inquisitor. Don't question the way I choose to serve Amadei, and I won't question yours. Don't question him, yeah. The cry of every tyrant everywhere. What precisely are you accusing Ramian of? Treason. Not long before the city was attacked, several followers from his temple tried to secretly access the wardstone and perform an unknown ritual over it. Hullrun is trembling with fury. The wardstone of Canabres, the gift of Amadei, the bringer of light, wrought by the hands of a herald, the first in the chain, and followers that crazy runt of a goddess tried to meddle with it, using their magic after hearing a voice in their dreams. My soldiers almost had them caught when Ramian got in the way, allowing the traitors to go to ground. I made a mistake. I didn't have him locked in a cell and interrogated within an inch of his life. And now the city lies in ruins. It's time to rectify that mistake. I told you before, and I'll tell you again, says Ramian. My people foresaw the attack on the city. They knew the wardstone already carried the seed of corruption within itself, and they were trying to heal it. Yeah, the storyteller confirms the same thing. I've heard similar claims before, and I was, yes, from Staunton Vane, the traitor who brought down Dresden. The lesson of the past taught us a great deal, and that is why I never believed you or your mob's lies, even for a second. And I was right. You're insane is what you are, not right. Behold, Inquisitor, I bear the gift of an angel who died in the caves within Canabres. I am no enemy of yours. Maybe that'll help him understand. The old man frowns and whispers something. A prayer or a spell, just a second. Just had to turn the heater off, it's getting hot in here. You're telling me the truth. The light in your hand was wrought by the power of heaven. I will keep an open mind with regard to you, stranger, and later under less fractious circumstances I would like to ask you about how you came to receive this gift. But that can wait. Now I must deal with this filth and once and for all. Don't lay a finger on him, fool. You'll have me to answer to. Casimir holds up his hands in a placating gesture. Stop! Your defense of the city or what remains of Canabres. Can't you think of anything better to do than be at each other's throats in the ruins of the city? Yeah, but he can't, apparently. Ramian looks at the prelate. You're a fool, Harr. You're a zealot and a murderer, but you're a fool first and foremost. I told you the wardstone was weakened. You wouldn't listen. I warned you that the city was going to be attacked. You shooed me away. The truth is that my young adepts were trying to save the Wardstone and you stopped them. Of course, those truly responsible for this tragedy are demons, but you've done nothing to prevent it. And now you would rather kill an innocent person and perish yourself than admit you were wrong, as always. The wave of his wand, the Aasimar vanishes. He fled, the heretic. He's no doubt expecting me to rush off in pursuit. But that won't work on me. Ulrun turns his attention to you. What about you? If you truly have been out for a gift from heaven, this is your chance to save the city. Go and bring that filthy traitor back. I'm almost certain that he and his cronies were helping the demons, either knowingly or unknowingly. Their attempts to bewitch the Wardstone is clear proof. Ramian must be captured. Ramian really warned you of the attack. Those crazed Desnans were always bursting into my study with their incoherent prophecies that came to them in dreams. I won't lie, sometimes what they said did come to pass. But can we truly rely on woolly dreams of heretics over the cold hard facts of intelligence reports? I don't know. Do you have any intelligence? Never mind reports. Plenty of demons could easily have fooled them and whispered a treasonous plan in their dreams, and those lunatics would have been only too happy to listen. This time Mr. Curls for Brains came to me and declared that the demons were about to attack the city, and that the Wardstone's power was diminished by some kind of contamination or taint. I am a dear, forgive me for even repeating the words. Well, he was right, wasn't he, you fool? After uttering such blasphemy, he should have been locked up along with his followers and interrogated. But instead, he simply increased the surveillance on them. And what next? My people caught them red-handed trying to attack the Wardstone with unknown magic. You ever thought they were trying to save it, trying to rescue it? And not 3 days later, the demons attacked the city, like they predicted. There's an obvious connection between these events. Yeah, they were trying to save it before the demons attacked. What's your problem? Whether deliberately or under demonic influence, the Desnans played right into the hands of Discardis hordes, and they almost left the city completely defenseless. Ramian covered his people the whole time and helped them escape my guards. After that, what else could he be but a traitor? He's smarter than you, that's the start. Nothing dangerous in the hold. You've no reason to guard it. You told me yourself that you received a light-bringing gift from an angel who perished in the caves below our feet. Yeah, a long time ago. It is no secret those passages are teeming with dangerous creatures that could kill anyone. There's a lot less of them now we've been through, believe me. Even a warrior of heaven. Demons and demonic offspring love roaming about underground. That's why we'll be keeping an eye on this hole. If the beasts decide to attack from here, we'll be ready for them. There's already beasts attacking the city. You really are an idiot. There's no point in asking why you're obsessed with finding enemies everywhere. You're paranoid. Where can I find Ramian? Might get more sense out of him. How should I know? That weasel can't have gone far. He turned invisible. He's probably hunkered down in some hole, like the traitorous little rat he is. And he'll be sitting trembling and waiting till he's dragged out of there. With that fella after you, that seems the only sensible thing to do. It's what I'd do. Yeah, I don't blame you there, Wolgiff. You go on then, you have to. Be good if you could return with the head of that scum. It appears instantly at Hullrun. I remember you. When Father and I arrived in the city, you met us. What is this gibberish? As if I've nothing better to do than arrange meetings with vagrants. But it's true. You and the other knights tied us to stakes and started lighting the bonfire. Father died, and then one of your knights changed his mind and pulled me from the flames. But he died too. Don't you remember? So you're a murderer. You're murdering innocents. Okay, or attempting to in that case. You murdered one and one got away. If you were burned, and it was with good reason. Insanity is not a good reason, the whole run. Or should I say stupidity? You say some traitor helped you escape from the fire. That is a crime in itself, which means that you have been evading justice all these years. If it weren't for the invasion, I would review your case and see that your sentence is finally fulfilled. You try it, pal, and see where it gets you. You're lucky that we have more important matters to deal with right now. It doesn't look the way it does now, all wrinkled and grey. He was young with a big moustache. Emma smiles broadly and draws a large bushy moustache in the air with her finger. He probably forgot all about me. It was a long time ago. But I do want to say one thing. I'm not cross with him. The knight is a true hero. He just really, really wanted to protect the city. Only you got all mixed up about who was good and who was evil. Hold on, you sent an innocent child to be burned at the stake. You ask forgiveness? Hardly. Anyone can look innocent. You apparently can't. Can't sound innocent either. How did this girl manage to survive the fire? And what about that crow that's always flying around her? I'd advise you to take a closer look at this innocent little lamb of yours. If you ask me, she looks semi-suspicious indeed. You forgive him after what he did to you, Ember? You seem to have some smooth brain thinking going on again. He thought he was doing what was right. How do you know? Maybe you've done something thinking it was a good thing, but you're really doing a bad thing that hurts someone. But what if I've done the same thing? I doubt you've thrown people into a fire for no good reason, Ember. Can't get angry at people for making mistakes when you might be no better than them. Let's go, Ember. Let's go. Yes, let's go. Bye-bye, kind knight. He's not a kind knight, Ember. He waves to Holrun with a carefree smile. Holrun grimaces and turns away. See what's over here.
I'll tear your
Cover me, all right?
out.
I lead. You follow.
Nothing else there. What's this? Day 22, month Enders 8, year 4715. The demon invasion transformed all of Cannabis into one great battlefield, but nowhere in the city suffered as much as this square. This place saw the clash of titans of Demon Lord Descari, leading his hordes from the Abyss, and the Dragon Terendlev, the mightiest of the city's defenders, one of the first to fall. The scene of destruction leaves no doubt as to the battle's outcome. A skilled scout could recreate the course of the battle moment by moment, simply by looking at the ruins. From the chimneys torn down by powerful wings in a sharp dive, to the bloody tracks left behind when the demon dragged away the noble reptile's broken body. But it is no hypothetical gaze. A scout gazing upon the ruins, it is Yorkie. But he's not alone. The shadow of a strange, barely perceptible presence lingers over this place, like a gaze untethered from any observer. This mysterious force unknown to mortal kind silently assesses, judges, and seeks a better way. In an instant, Yorkie is vested with this power and looks at the world with its eyes. The past, the present, and the future stand before him as the unified whole. An unmoving, multifaceted crystal that would be beautiful were it not for the fractures, blemishes, and flecks marring its beauty. So what do I see in the past through this special gaze? In the past exists the one who wielded the gaze in life, although the one and life are in opposite terms for eons. The supernatural embodiment of cosmic balance. Rather than who or what, a better word for these entities is how. This eon appeared from outside this world, from the great beyond, put an end to the intermingling of the planes and destroy the world wound. The chasm, disrupting the order of the multiverse. Alas, the visitor from beyond proved too weak for the battle they came to fight. They even failed to finish casting the spell that would have sent Discarded back to the Abyss. One swing of his side, the Demon Lord cut the eon down. What present does he see? Ruins, blood, corpses. None of this perturbs the eon's dispassionate gaze. The living are alive, The dead will be judged by pharasma. All is as it should be. But the demons circling in the sky or prowling through the streets create a jarring juxtaposition. Like splashes of blood-red ink on a restrained pencil sketch. They should not be here. The world of mortals is for mortals. The demon's place is in the demon world. How sublime the world would be if everything in it knew its place. But even the demons aren't as abhorrent as the sharp-edged, unassuming crystal languishing in the dirt among the bricks and smashed cobblestones. No mortal would notice it, but to the Aeon's eyes, its mere presence is an outrage against universal laws. If the Aeon still existed, they would not stop until the crystal was unmade. But the Aeon is gone, and only their gaze remains. Yorkie picks up the crystal out of the dirt, stows it in his pocket. Oh, got a purple stone knife. He's mortal, which means he has the power to decide what to do with it. What future do I see through this gaze? Good and evil, chaos and order, everything in its lawful place in the multiverse. It is no longer trespassing where it does not belong. Nothing is disrupting the smooth and steady current of the river of souls, from life into death and back again. The reality rid of its flaws is now perfect, and the Aeons withdraw to eternally admire its beauty. It will never be threatened again. After allowing the hero to view the world through their eyes, the little that remained of the Aeon is killed, even appropriate here for an entity that is so removed from life and death as we understand them, used up its last vestiges of energy. Now they are ready to disperse into nothingness, unless someone decides to preserve the Aeon within themselves. Will the hero take on this power, so that he may again look at the world through another's eyes? Will he allow it to vanish? But now let's take it and see what happens. Retain the Aeon's power within yourself. The spirit of the Aeon dwells out of sight, deep in Yorkie's soul, like a pair of magical spectacles stowed away till the moment when the hero once again needs to look at the world through another's eyes. Right.
Stab you or zap you. Why not
Glory
both?
of the Oles clan!
Show me some.
Taking a few hits thanks to that gas, but it's done. So are you lot.
I require rest.
Rely on me.
Have you got any healing? No.
There's no hope, only us.
Whatever
The
comes
gods
next,
have abandoned.
we'll be ready.
Ask
What was I
nicely.
saying just now?
No one
Wanna play
stands
together?
in my way.
Heal up a little healing. Magical armor. Might be better than what she's already using. A midnight bolt, okay.
Might be trap, might be treasure.
You'll make a
Thank God we got rats again.
Trophy.
Well, that went easier than I expected. These people are not killed by demons, their mortal wounds are inflicted by ordinary weapons.
Onwards!
And then they got nibbled on by rats. What way to go. It's hard to believe this place recently held a bustling and festive market. Well, we see the remnants of it around, I suppose.
I something?
Judging by the size of the bloodstain, the body of something truly enormous was dragged from these stones. Rendlev, most likely. Well, we know it was to Rendlev, really, don't we? Couldn't be much of anyone else, unless Discordia got slain too. I'm not sure that bugger bleeds. Thank the gods I found someone who isn't fleeing in a panic. Are you crusaders? Mercenaries? Comely half-elf is so frightened he can barely get the words out. I am a servant of Count Arendade Kale Nevis Nevis Arendade. My lord's mansion is under attack by demons. The master himself and all his all his guests are trapped inside. I can't read, apparently. And the house guards are nowhere to be found. I managed to escape through a servant's passage to look for help. Will you help me? The mansion is only a stone's throw away on the next street over. He meets your gaze with pleading eyes. You've heard about the Arendade family before. This wealthy and noble Mendevian dynasty was almost wiped out by demons more than 10 years ago. The last surviving member of the family, the young Count Darren, has an infamous reputation. He is well known for being a rake and a rogue. His fortune continues to dog the house Arendade, I see. The servant cringes. You're telling me? Everyone tried to talk me out of taking up the position, saying that it can't have just been bad luck that brought tragedy down on the family and almost killed off the line. For I reason that since my master was the only one to survive that calamity, that meant he must be blessed by fate and the powers of good. Did you take a blow to the head as well? It could be your master who's at fault. The pay was nothing to sniff at either. The servant cast his eyes around at the street. I could have listened to people smarter than me and gone to work somewhere else, preferably far away from Knapres. Tell me what happened. I'll tell you what I can. I was working from dusk till dawn and back till dusk again, serving guests at the Count's banquet. When the other servants came to relieve me at my post, I went to sleep. Next thing I know, I was up and there were demons inside the mansion. I couldn't even reach the Count. The monsters kept blocking the way. The Count's banquet was still going on. He and his guests were in the great hall. As far as I could tell, the door to the room was sealed and the guests couldn't get in. The demons couldn't get in. I'm begging you, hurry. The mansion's doors are sturdily built. The demons will have their work cut out to get past them. But you still have time to rescue the people inside. I'm not going to get greedy. If someone needs rescuing, we'll have to do it. Alright, I'll help. Where's your master's house? Not far from here. You're better off entering from the next street over, through the passage I used to get out. Help. I'm bringing you. I'm begging you. I hate to think what the Count will do to me if I don't bring back help. Oh, it might take us a minute to get there because we've got other stuff going on. We'll go. Got demons to deal with, cultists to deal with right here first.
My tail is twitching. Must be a sign.
What's this? Hear me, take heed, the Horde of the Abyss march. The Wardstone is their target. They must not be allowed to capture it. The consequences will be disastrous. It's the Desnan temple we've heard about.
I lead. You follow.
Who's that? Ramian, there you are, hiding. The Golden Curl asked me to greet you with a graceful bow. So you found me. I have no one else to run. I'm at your mercy. Kill me if you wish. Ask you to hear me out first. Did you really know about the demon attack before it happened? I did. We have a secret ally in the enemy's ranks. No one knows who this brave soul is, but she has been feeding us information about the demon's plans. These dispatches come to us in the most reliable channel bestowed upon us by the great dreamer herself. They've come to us in dreams. Holrun brushed them off as meaningless reveries. Well, I admit that it's not always easy to distinguish our allies' message from ordinary dreams. But even ordinary dreams I get from Desna are always worthy of attention. The prelate and all the crusade leaders, for that matter, should have put less store in reason and more in intuition, inspiration and spontaneity. The longer this coward blathers on, I'd hardly call him a coward. He stood up to Holrun. The more I want to give in to inspiration and spontaneously knock his teeth out. Yeah, chill it down a little moment, and let's see what he has to say. On another day, I would argue with you, priest. I would say a hunch is a poor substitute for a plan. But intuition won't feed you when the coffers are empty. The spontaneity won't warm you if you've got not chopped firewood in advance. But now, these city folk had planned for every possibility that they thought they were ready for everything. Yet all it took was a snap of a finger for their world to come tumbling down. Exactly. When you are adrift in a sea of chaos, there is no sense clinging to pieces of broken plans, lest they sink and drag you to the bottom of the well. If you can't adjust your plans, you're going to be screwed, that's true. There's also such a thing as having something in mind. Mother Moon granted you wisdom, priest. I hope she blessed you with luck too. What's more, not long before the attack on the city, a blind elf who called himself the Storyteller arrived in Canabres. This wanderer wasn't merely a collector of legends, but a scholar of the unknown. I've met him, don't worry. According to him, the wards done in our city, the first and foremost important in the chain of wardstones, weakened since long ago, was teetering on the brink of corruption, seemed to Red Morning Massacre, and other demon attacks. Even the ones we fended off did not leave us unscathed. Unfortunately, the prelate did not wish to listen to the storyteller either. We're lucky he wasn't burnt at the stake as a heretic. We had such vital information on our hands, information that could have saved the city, but no one cared to listen all the way to the catastrophic end. Not all dreams have benign origins. What if those dreams were sent by demons? At different time and place, someone could perhaps have become a victim of false dreams sent by monsters. But here, in the war with the Abyss, we got this is keeping a close eye on the most faithful followers. I have no doubt that if a demon tried to intrude upon the dreams of any one of us, Desna's punishment would have been swift. Well, given she's the goddess of dreams and other things, you may have a point. Tell me about the strange rituals that were going to be performed on the wardstone. Ramian looked slightly abashed. When my attempts to open Hullrun's eyes ended in failure, a few of my young adepts resolved to take matters into their own hands. They did not consult me before doing so, but I have never demanded iron discipline in my priests. Army commanders may have subordinates, but I have pupils and fellow worshippers. I can only inspire them. I cannot command them. And it seems they were inspired all on their own. They had no ill intent. They only wished to access the wardstone in secret and try and cleanse it. But to Hullrun, this became a suspect ritual after hearing even more suspect voices in their dreams. The children wanted to save their city, but the Inquisitors detained them and almost killed them. I had to intervene. I used my authority and my power as a cleric to give them a chance to flee. If they hadn't got away, they were destined for a cell in the prelate's dungeon, and quite likely death. Why are you and Hullrun feuding? Oh, I'm not feuding with him. I sincerely wish only the best for the man. In an ideal world, he'd be far away from the front lines, enjoying a peaceful retirement. But even if that isn't possible, I've always tried to help him fulfill the mission he has taken upon himself, and to which he's proved fatally ill-suited, protecting Canabres against the demons. Unfortunately, he's convinced that the followers of Desna are heretics and saboteurs. He refused to listen to me. Yeah, you can't argue with stupid. And it was only the knightly orders that deterred him from including us in his witch hunt. Now there is no one left to stand in his way. He's finally free to get rid of us, once and for all. Is there any chance to resolve the conflict? I don't know. Hullrun's faith is truly formidable. Not only his faith in Iomedae, but his own infallibility. In other words, he's as hard-headed as a rock troll, but even so, Desna teaches never to lose hope. Talk to him. Try to explain that we are fighting on the same side. If he attacks you, disarm him, bind his hands. But I beg you, if at all possible, please do not kill him. Why didn't you go somewhere safer? Because people might need help, and they will come to the temple in search of a priest. I will not hide away in a hole, saving my own neck, while Canabres is full of people suffering in the wake of demons' attack. Oh, you're a better man than Hullrun, then. I have to go. Wait, 3 of my adepts are hiding somewhere in the ruins of the city. The ones the Inquisitors wrongly accused of treason. I beg you, find them and protect them against the demons and vigilantes like Hullrun. They will not rest until they find them. If there is anything else you can do to save Canabres, please do it. What's this? Stranger, wait. You're spared, Ramian, despite what the Mad Inquisitor told you. The young voice comes from nowhere. Oh, hang on, I forgot to remove the spell. I hope Huldrun's dogs aren't lurking nearby. A pale youth materializes before you. His face looks haggard from lack of sleep. He's clearly pleased to be speaking to someone. So you're one of the Desnan adepts that tried to break into the Wardstone? Yes. I am Milkis, cleric of Desna. I'm one of the people who answered the call of the voice in dreams. Some unknown person made contact with us through our dreams, telling us about the demons' plans. We learned that the demons were planning to attack Canabres and do something terrible to our Wardstone, which already carries the taint of corruption. Huldrun refused to heed our warnings. We had to make a choice. Either throw up our hands and pull back, or take action, even though it cost us our lives. Could cost our lives. What person could stand by in the face of such a deadly threat? And these are the people Huldrun wants to kill? May have been misguided, but what were you planning to do to the Wardstone anyway? Let's see what they had in mind. The young man hesitates. Our plan was to get into it, then follow our instinct. There were 3 of us, a cleric, a mage, and a bard. Between us, we know a lot. We're capable of a great deal. Had enough time, I'm sure we could have figured out what's wrong with the Wardstone and how to heal it. They didn't give us time. Yes, says Sealer, the local commanders got roped into dealing with this. Some idiot kids trying to break into Wardstone. With some of ours, but who even knows these days? Sealer sighs. I know there's no evil in you. I can sense things like that, but what you did was stupid and impulsive. Someone could have got hurt. I know this from experience. Yeah, but sometimes you also got to act, Sealer. What you're comparing it, I don't know, but sometimes you got to act. That's the problem with cities. Too many different people rubbing elbows. All praying to different gods, serving different lords, each marching to the beat of their own drum. Nobody even knows what their neighbour looks like. How do you tell friend from foe in this mess? How did you even come up with such a plan, if you can call it a plan? How could we not come up with that? You sense the young man's temporizing. Listen, Desna is a goddess of luck, but luck as many people would understand it, and luck as we, the followers of music of the spheres, see it, are far from the same thing. Other people believe that luck is something good, that falls into your lap just because, like a generous but unearned reward. We see luck as a fundamental law of creation, according to which, even in the darkest hour, most hopeless situation, a chance of rescue and change for the better can arise. But you've got to seize this chance when it presents itself, or better yet, create your own. Followers of Desna are not people who like idleness and inaction. That's why, when Canabris was in trouble, we did as our goddess taught us. We took the matter into our own hands, and tried in a moment of desperation to pluck our chance from the hands of fate itself. You were trying to help. Can they punish you if you're trying to help? Is that allowed? That's the person you were defending there that you're questioning now if it's allowed. How could a zealot like Huldrun become the respected defender of Canabres? His faith is strong. People of the city have seen him fight on the front lines time after time. I myself remember feeling dumbstruck the first time I saw that gruff old man playing demons in a fit of righteous fury. People living on the edge of the abyss needs protecting more than anything else, and that's why they are prepared to forgive their protector almost anything, even prejudice, paranoia, and the death of innocence. Yeah, at which point does your protector become your persecutor? Also, Huldrun hasn't been as brutal as he used to be for a long time. He has his right-hand man, Leota, known as Hawkblade. He's a witch hunter too, but a good deal more rational and even-tempered. Huldrun trusts him completely, and Leota always conducts a thorough investigation before dragging a victim to the fire. It's our bad luck that Leota left Canabres in pursuit of some particularly vicious hags 2 weeks before the attack. If he were here, he wouldn't let Huldrun attack Ramian. On the other hand, if he were here, we wouldn't have escaped after trying to get to the Wardstone. We'd all be in a cell right now. So whose voice have you been hearing anyway? Nobody knows what it is, but everyone who's heard it, heard her, I should say. Convinced that she is good and pure soul chosen by Desna. We had a choice. We could trust her and accept that we have an ally somewhere in the somewhere who isn't afraid of all the armies of the abyss, or we could drown in suspicions and get one step closer to becoming like Huldrun. We decided to trust her voice, and seeing Canabris devastated, which is what our unknown ally tried to prevent until the very end. We can now see who had the truth on their side. Where are you, fellow worshippers? If we've got to save them, we've got to know. Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know where they are. It's split up to confuse the Inquisitors who were chasing us. Can I help you in any way? There's no teachers us to trust last-ditch chances. Listen, my friends are called Aranka and Thal. Thal the Wallflower. Aranka is an amazing singer and a truly beautiful girl. She has plenty of friends and fans. She's probably blended into a crowd somewhere. Wallflower is a mage, but I don't think he'll risk using magic. It'll only bring the Inquisitors down on him. He'll be harder to find. You'd better find Aranka first. You might know where Wallflower is. Please find them and protect them against the demons and the Inquisitors. I will await news of the cities in the Goddess's temple. I hope our mysterious helper will send us a new message that will reveal what is to come from the demons. Then I have to go. Go. May Desna be with you, stranger. And we have Tiger, huh? We have a cat named Tiger. Law nature checks.
I'm losing my temper.
No reason to pause.
Where do you want me?
My tail is restless.
This war must end.
These people were not killed by demons. Their mortal wounds were inflicted by ordinary weapons. Oh, there's enemies here. Let's have a quick save.
Leave a bruise.
They went down nice.
Pretty good, aren't I?
Can we rest, please? I'm tired.
Not yet, Ember. Didn't mean to do that.
Move out. Never seen anything like it.
Somebody ripped lumps of flesh from these dead bodies. That's not good, is it?
They will break
Ah,
against
we got
our
ghouls.
resolve.
Not anymore, we don't. We need to level up. Why is that not working? Oh, because I'm paralyzed for 3 seconds. Also,
I will help where I can.
More religion +1. +7. You're the one who can try to... Abilities. Speed affliction. Didn't work. Give you intelligence. Intelligence 3 on a pet means they can learn teamwork feats. Who's this? A short, hooded figure is poking about some bodies lying in the middle of the street. The stranger drags the first body off the road, respectfully props it up against a wall, and places the corpse's hands on its chest. The figure then freezes as if hesitating, and you see him reach out his hand to the beautiful golden amulet hanging from the corpse's neck. He jerks his hand back, hesitates, then reaches out again. Hey, who are you and what are you doing here? The stranger almost jumps out of his skin and the hood falls from his head. Under a mop of red curls, a round halfling face looks up at you. Oh, I thought you were demons. Good day to you, good sir. Sealer's eyebrows lift in apparent surprise. Curl? Is that you? The halfling looks at Sealer and smiles broadly. Oh, Lady Sealer, you're alive. Goodness me, that's the second bit of good news on an otherwise lousy day. It was the first bit of good news. Stick around and see for yourself. You know this person, Sealer. Meet Rimby, better known as Curl. He hails from Canabres and he fights in the Condemned. He's one of a kind, a rogue with a heart of gold. Sealer smiles and adds a little more seriously. Curl, probably none of my business, but you should ask yourself if what you are doing is right. The halfling's cheeks flush and he hides his hand behind his back. I just thought... Oh, it doesn't matter. Can you tell me anything useful about what's going on in the city? I'm afraid not, good sir. I just left the Defender's Heart. Before that, I was holed up here. Holed up in there, too scared to leave. Although spending all that time under Commander Rirabets knows that sure is something. She's a strict one. And when she gets antsy, don't even start, says Wulgip. I've had enough of her breathing down my neck for a long time. Don't feel right asking this. After all, what have we done? So what are you doing here, robbing corpses? No, the halfling protests. Rimby Curl may be a rogue, but he doesn't loot corpses. You know, they don't need what they've got. I just need to get these poor lads' bodies off the street. My friends and I are on a terribly important mission, and we need to get through. Horses? Oh, there we are. He's interrupted by the sound of wheels rolling on paving stones. A cart drawn by a sad little horse appears from around the corner. A pretty half-elf is driving it. A young man in knight's armour is walking alongside. Even from a distance you can see that his tanned face and blue eyes shining brightly. The halfling straightens up. See? A terribly important and very heroic mission. My friends and I are saving a beer cart from the demons. As he's speaking, the newcomers notice you and the knight cries out in jubilation. Sealer! Never thought I'd see you again. I thought you were headed to the main square, the centre of the demons' attack. The half-elf smiled warmly at Sealer. Hey friend, glad to see you're alright. When we got separated by the crowd at the celebration, I knew right away something was wrong. But when demons appeared all of a sudden, that was the reason why I'd been so anxious. But I couldn't find you among the dead in the square. But I kept my hopes up, and I was proved right. Sealer's face lights up with joy. So you're the other bit of good news Curl was talking about. You and Janna are alive. Actually, by good news, I meant that we'd found a beer cart. That Ellen and Janna being alive amounts to a quarter bit of good news. Well, maybe half. Girl, you're a cart. A beer cart? How about sharing some with us? I'm sure we could all do with a drink. The half-elf will winks rakishly. Certainly. Give me your flask, friend. And if you walk with us, So the defenders out, we can have a more thorough sampling of the spoils here. Back in the cheerful tone, she looks at you with anxious hope. Yeah, now there's no need. The heart is very close. The three of us will be enough to fight off an attack into this one. Besides, our friend here surely has better things to do. More important things than carrying barrels of beer, I'll wager. You're right, Elon, you're right. By the way, my name is Elon. Oh, he hadn't introduced himself. Oops. Sir Elon of the Hound Hearts. I'm glad to meet you. You haven't told me how you know Sealer yet. I'll save that story till we're all back at the Defender's Heart. You're going back there, aren't you? We'll have a reason to toast our spoils. Nah, sometime, but I have to go right now. So long. We're sure to meet again either in the city or at the Heart. So you will come to the tavern. We'll celebrate the valiant rescue of this barrel together. Alright, so we met her friends. We found Janna that Erebeth mentioned. We were heavily encumbered. Right, let's drop some stuff then. Also, that is half plate plus 1 at level 9. 8. Oh, demon! So sweet it is to kill. Take him down! Or not. Well, once, but no.
Can we retreat already?
No, we can attack.
Can we rest now? No? How about now?
Got it.
Grey hair, ashen skin. This person fell prey to an Abasu. The demon sucks the very life essence from its victims and transforms them into ghouls. Yeah, I think we noticed that.
I lead. You follow.
Yeah, I've mentioned chance of picking locks before. We've only a 65% chance there, which means if we roll 75% or higher, it locks forever and we can only smash it and get junk. So it's worth using a lockpick.
This is my kind of work.
A quick save.
We are the light.
Zombies.
They are the darkness.
Surrender or else!
Beg me to stop.
Blowing.
No?
That thing's doing a lot of damage to us.
I will join my ancestors.
We're taking a rest after this.
Done.
We dug up graves and one of the clues indicate that a necromancer has recently conducted a ritual here. Yeah, I think other clues means all these undead around, don't you?
Huh? What's that?
Going next. This one. You can use that. You could. I think I'm going to give it to you, though. Am I the one with the religion check that's best? Yes. No, hang on. I'll look at perception. Yes, by far.
Battles await.
Taking it down. Now, Waljip, you're down to 1. That's 5, that's not good. Oh, you can learn some spells. Good. Restoration. Well, -3, that's not good. You're using Dex, so hopefully it'll be okay. Get some healing on. Maybe let's have a rest, eh? Active ritual is me. Need someone good at stealth, is it? Yeah. Which is Waljip, but it's going to be Sealer. That's you. Emma, you can go on there. I'll go on there. You can scribe scrolls. We don't really have anyone who's good at that. I'm going to have to build her stealth, aren't I? Need him for scribing scrolls. We don't right now, actually. That's a thing. Means you can be there. We can scribe scrolls, and we need a kit for that. Then we have to move them there.
What do you get out of being a paladin? Is all that tedious praising and praying worth it? Claiming your freedom scares you because you don't know if you'll go back to your old way of life.
Being a paladin gives me a purpose, and my soul peace. I doubt you'll ever understand what that's like.
Day 24, month Aradus 8. Year 4715. Sometimes a long-awaited rest does not bring the relief desired. What comes is a heavy, clinging sleep on the edge of wakefulness, where consciousness seems poised between reality and oblivion. The possible reason for such disturbed slumber are myriad. Strained nerves, perhaps, or a lingering reaction to trauma. Yorkie emerges from the oblivion of his leaden sleep like a drowned man, dragging himself from the depths of a swamp. The wound on his chest is burning like someone pressed an invisible brand to it. The wound has closed again, but the blood stain on his shirt betrays its presence beneath. There's no time to investigate the cause behind this malaise. A trying day lies ahead, but how will Yorkie be up to the challenge if his thoughts are so muddled? His entire body aches after a day's toil. Garbage. I'll just douse myself in cold water and be as good as new. As if a veteran adventurer could be frightened by a bad dream. A splash of cold water enlivens his senses, and the weariness abates, retreating to the depths of his subconscious, but leaving the path open for the return the next time Yorkie seeks refuge in sleep. Yorkie recalls that he slept peacefully at the Defender's Heart. Perhaps a priest can explain what happened. Or ghouls.
Kill is for you!
They will break against our resolve.
Flies and bugs and things. Crush a bug. Like splatter more, but more fun. Come on, took a -1. I hear voices. Even the huge pile of junk isn't enough to block out the exclamations coming from beneath it. Reveal, oh dearest darling beauty mine, why didst thou turn thy gaze on me, pray tell? The husband I called friend at time. But love 'tis like an ocean, friendship a well. But Willis, says another voice. Booms a deep masculine voice in response from beneath the same pile. Indistinct rustling follows. Are we to live, my sweet? Pass me the ale, will you? You think he's down there? With brief regards. But with suspicion, humans don't use such words. What if it's Oglins trying to trick us? We best keep our distance. Hey, who's in there? Pile of junk seems to shake. A stage whisper. Lift up from below. Granny, let's not answer. Methinks those be demons. Falling down and trying to trick us. In that case, there's nothing up there. Nothing for us to do but accept our fate. Sir, demon or not, we are actors from the finest theatre in Canapres, the next door theatre. We are trapped in this cellar during our rehearsal. Wait, what? We're trapped in here? I thought we'd barricaded ourselves in, away from the demons, deliberately. If you didn't nap through the start of every rehearsal, Master Kem, you would be better informed. An ensuing exchange degenerates into a stream of unintelligent bickering. Let's move this junk and get them out. The pile shifts easily, revealing an entrance to some kind of cellar. There's an interesting looking chest among the items. We got some nice stuff. Probably junk to sell, but it's still there. Look, the door is open and now we're completely at the mercy of whatever's up there. If it really is a demon... We have nothing to fear. We have the power of inspiration, after all. But hand me over my ladle and that rolling pin. Inspiration's all well and good, but you better be armed.
Do not fear. Do not waver.
Might be trap. Might
we
be
got
treasure.
We got an attack.
If I survive this...
Put it down. And there down. Almost. Right, what are you lot about? Now look, it's not a demon at all. Greetings, kind friend and rescuer. I'm Margaretland, theatre director, and these are the members of my company. Yeah? I have a feeling the only reason that the best theatre in Canapres is there are no others. Granny, that's not a ladle, that's one of the props from a Malevolent Leech performance. The one Tina made. It's a sceptre or something. You made it out of my ladle. She wanted to use a broom handle, but I put pay to that daft idea, says the dwarf with dignity. Oh, I've seen your show, you're very funny. It's basically a play where the woman slowly climbs onto the chair while singing, then falls off again. But claps her hands in delight. Well, said Grandma Gretland, the director, it is actually a great tragedy about unrequited love. The chair, you see, it represents a tower of rock, rising up above the raging sea like a finger of a giant. And the woman, she isn't supposed to fall, but rather gracefully cascade into the swirling abyss below, just like I showed her 100 times. I'm glad you liked it. What were you doing down there? We were rehearsing. Our art distracts us from the fear and panic. The dwarf waves the ladle emphatically, doing a fair impression of a conductor. Really? When I'm scared, I eat. I know that one, Woljif. It'll have serious repercussions in the end. We tried that too, but our supplies ran out. But art is so eternal. Can you get somewhere safe? Oh, don't worry on our account. We'll be going to our basement in the next street. That's where our lambkin is. We're not afraid of demons with lambkin around. Lambkin? Male lead, he'll protect us. Don't worry. We know what we're doing. Alright, I have to go. Thank you again for rescuing us, stranger. Today you did a great service for Mendevian culture. Not sure about that one, to be honest. And perhaps the culture of all Golarion. You will certainly be remembered in the future eras as the one who saved the critically and publicly acclaimed Next Door Theatre. Maybe we should have called some demons to help him out. At least to help the rest of us out. Townsfolk bodies have been mutilated beyond recognition.
Head on.
It looks like you can only get in one way there. Oh, there's something there.
You follow.
Nearly missed that. Missed a bunch of stuff, haven't I?
Onwards.
However, pick that up on the way out. However, while we have missed a fair few things here so far, we've also got him at death's door and needing some restoration. I think we're going to go take a rest at the Defender's Heart. Oh, we'll have a word with Holrun on the way out. But still almost 5,000 left. Get out up there. So join me next time when we head to the Heart, and maybe then go look after this Darren Arenday guy. Bye now.